Like, I sold out within 24 hours, which I was not expecting. I really just want to try again. Hey goddesses, welcome to this video. We're diving straight into it.
Into the thick of it!
Today specifically, I'm going to take y'all along on launching my new businesses. And if y'all didn't know, I used to have a business. I used to teach online classes, a lot of one-on-ones. Due to circumstances of like moving, not having access to a pole, I'll get into it a little bit deeper. I'm not gonna lie, like completely stopped my business. Pole Goddess doesn't exist anymore. My own business doesn't exist anymore. So with that being said, I have 2 new businesses that I launched this past week, and it's been really interesting. So first, my fitness-based business, where I am going to be doing workshops online. This one workshop that I just promoted, y'all probably have seen it if you were following me on Instagram. It's going to be a flexibility and conditioning workshop, especially if you do not have a pole at home. These are workouts that I have been doing for myself to keep, you know, my body together, not tea and all that and more. And then my second business is Pink Halo Creative, which is a business for goddesses out there along on their YouTube journey, and they have been doing YouTube or they want to get started, and ultimately they need thumbnails, banners, intros, outros, and just some guidance along on the journey of YouTube. I launched Pink Halo today, and I'm just really excited, but it was kind of shocking with Goddess Body Co. that like I sold out within 24 hours, which I was not expecting. If you are signed up for that class, I'm really excited. I cannot wait to teach you goddesses. Speaking of businesses, I am going to kind of dive in a little bit when it comes to YouTube and YouTube growth and what I have been doing recently for my YouTube channel. I've noticed that there has been a positive change. So if you are someone that's watching this video that either is about to start a business or want to start a business or even start your YouTube channel, look at it as a business, because it is. I will give you all the tips that I have been doing and what I've learned in the past from running a full-time business online. I pretty much went through the things that I wanted to go through for the day. I definitely have some more work to do. I have more emails that I have to send out and so on and so forth. Let me take off these glasses. I'm just going to talk about just like why I started these businesses overall, and just the process of running a business in the past and what I've kind of learned from that and where I'm going as I move forward. People would reach out to me. They wanted to work with me one-on-one and learn specific things when it comes to them advancing their pole tricks or whatever have you, whether there was more flexibility and all that and more. The reason to why I stopped doing that, number one, was I was in the process of moving, and when I moved, I didn't really have access to a pole. Now, for myself, I did find a pole studio out here, which I'm so grateful for, and I work at that studio, and I do teach every Friday at that studio. Something that I'm going to be straight honest with y'all, which kind of sparked this whole starting a whole new business. I was talking to my friend Red, and I was just telling her, you know, how I've been feeling out here, specifically when it comes to like the pole community. She used to live in Miami. I was talking to her to see like, oh, what was it like out there? Maybe that's a lot better, you know, when it comes to the pole community, the stripping community, all that and more. And she was saying even for her, it was giving that same vibe that I feel over here, where there isn't really a community. There really isn't anything out here. And I'm going to be straight honest with y'all, coming from an environment that was so much opportunity, and on top of that, diversity. Here, very bland, not very diverse, and on top of that, when it comes to SW workers, it is not very much giving that energy that they're very much for it. Some students very quietly ask me if I have stripped in the past. Like, it's still taboo here, and I just didn't like that. Don't like that vibe. I don't like that energy. So when I was talking to my friend Red, I was just unpacking everything, and she talks about her red light therapy app. Check it out. Is an app to learn how to pole dance, strip, whatever have you. It's very open to the stripper pole community. Talking to her, that was the reason to why why she started her online business, like one of the reasons. And realizing how I feel out here, I have a platform, Instagram. I'm growing my platform on YouTube. And I decided, well, I need to take my power back and I need to go back online and completely start a whole new business. So this time around, I am doing workshops specifically instead of doing one-on-ones. The reason that I'm doing that is because one-on-ones is just too much open time and anybody can like book a class with me and all that and more. But that was because I had the luxury of having a pole in my apartment. I don't have that luxury. So I had to think outside the box and I decided, let me do workshops. It allows me, I feel like, more on top of myself and more professional because I have to talk to the studio owner, which I'm so grateful for because I can utilize her studio to do these workshops. I just have to organize specific dates and tell her the specific dates and times and all that and more. And on top of that, the studio is beautiful. Y'all have seen it in other videos. I was holding myself back as well because when I moved out here about close to almost 2 years ago, I felt like I couldn't ask her to utilize her studio for what I wanted to do and all that and more. And that was something that was holding me back. I was holding myself back because one, I felt like nobody would sign up. I felt like nobody really cared to learn from me, all that and more. And I know that's not true. But I was in a period in my life where I didn't feel worthy. I didn't feel I was that girl, that bitch, whatever, because I had moved back home and I personally felt like I was a failure, which is not true at all. When I went up to New York, everything just kind of unfolded. I said, you know what? I'm just going to promote this workshop, see if anything happens. I have no expectations. I pretty much set up the workshop to a limited amount of people. I set it to like 15 people, and within 24 hours, the class sold out, which was insane to me. And not only that, I created a waiting list, and I have about 7 people on that waiting list that hopefully can get into this class, which to me is insane. That actually was amazing for me because I had no expectations. I said, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna try this. I stopped listening to those negative Nancy's, and sometimes we go through those nuances where we have to go through things, you know? Overall, it's never going to be easy when you start something new, of course, but I really just want to try again. So when it comes to Pink Halo Creative, as someone that is a YouTube content creator, I know how hard it can be when it comes to making thumbnails and struggling with editing style and having intros, outros. The reason that I created this, I want to be able to help people that, just need a little nudge and a little help and a little push when it comes to promoting on YouTube. Like I said, today I finally launched that business of Pink Halo Creatives. If you are someone that is a YouTube creator and you have between 200 to 1,000 subscribers, Pink Halo Creatives are looking for YouTube creators to help upgrade their YouTube channels and all that and more. And of course, this is for free. I am looking for a specific amount of goddesses or gods out there want an extra help or an extra boost to helping their YouTube channel. I will put the form down below in the description. What I have noticed as of recently, since I've really been posting kind of sporadically, but also consistently, hopefully that makes sense, when it comes to my YouTube channel. When it comes to YouTube and being a YouTube creator, I have been doing this for about 2 years now. Really, I want to say last year, I really took it serious, and I have seen a tremendous growth in my YouTube views as well as my subscribers engaging a little bit more. One of the biggest things that I will sit here and say when it comes to YouTube is consistently changing. That's one of the things that is kind of a con to social media in itself. You have to keep up with all the trends and the new things because you will fall behind. And that's one of the things that I will sit here and say as someone that has a degree in computer science. What I learned in college specifically, they talked about if you do not follow along with what's up and coming, you will fall behind. And that is the truth. The positive thing that I will say, and the fun thing as well when it comes to YouTube and what I've noticed, is the thumbnail creation. I have actually changed style to doing thumbnails, and when you have a consistency of your thumbnail style, that is something that I realize that people gravitates to. So what do I mean by that in particularly? So for example, this is something that's so simple that maybe we don't think about. If you are someone that uses Canva, I use Canva for all of my thumbnails and also everything that I post carousels on Instagram as well. When it comes to consistency, font that you use is really, really important because that's also how you build your brand. So you need to have a consistent font when you create your thumbnails, okay? Honestly, if you're just getting started, don't really worry about it too much, but what I would recommend is at least having 3 different fonts. You may take a template that's already like pre-made and you'll take the font that they have on there, and if you're doing it that way, there's going to be so many different fonts that they give you if you're using different style templates. So what I would recommend again is having at least 3 fonts that are yours and that people can naturally gravitate to you, that this is your brand. The next thing, when it comes to the styling of your thumbnails, you need to be consistent in that. If you're just starting off, you're going to have to play with different aesthetics, different styles. That's inevitable. Through that process, if you are just starting, you need to pay attention to what videos are doing really well with click-through rate. Click-through rate is what's going to determine the video if people are watching it from beginning to end, because I can tell you right now, through all of the videos that I post at this point moving forward, people watch my videos from beginning to end. And it took me, I want to say, a good year to have that consistently where people watch your videos from beginning to end. And once you get to that mark, you are on the right path, which also means that my click-through rate has been pretty good and also being entertaining to people. That's why they watch my videos from beginning to end. Now again, if you are starting off your channel, please remember it's going to take time. YouTube is actually one of the biggest and hardest platforms to grow on compared to TikTok and Instagram. Not saying that they aren't hard to grow on those platforms, but YouTube is the big dog in the best way to put it. It's going to take you a lot longer to grow. YouTube does have shorts, and that does help your channel as well. Something that I have noticed when it comes to posting shorts on my YouTube channel, yes, it does help with subscribers, but it doesn't necessarily help with my watch time, people watching my shorts to my long form content. But I've had that have watched a preview of my short and actually comment in the long form video that they don't usually watch vlogs, but they found my vlogs very interesting and they watch my vlogs. There's obviously that possibility. So the great thing with shorts is if you do make long form content as well as short form content, you can take clips from your long form content and put it in your short form content, and you'll be able to tag that specific video for people to click on and watch. When it comes to your thumbnail, when it comes to even your editing style too, just starting, you're going to take time to developing that skill. I will sit here and say, if you have the basics out the way, banner, intro, outro, understanding how to pretty much keep people's attention and all that and more, and ultimately storytelling. That is the number one thing that a lot of people do not understand when it comes to creating content online. Even this video, it's storytelling. You're coming along on this journey, how I'm starting my business, how I'm going about that, and also sharing YouTube tips. You're still watching this video right now because there is something that piqued your interest as well as there is value in this video. Storytelling and valuable information that you are sharing with your audience. When it comes to consistency, it's going to be different for everybody. There are going to be people that can post weekly, maybe 2 times a week, and some people that won't be able to do that, where they're only going to be able to post bi-weekly or 2 times a month, which there is nothing wrong with that. With YouTube, they do say post once a week, twice a week, but I personally feel like I've seen plenty of creators on YouTube that go on a hiatus for a month and come back, and they have views that are like 15 to 40,000 views. You know why? Because they execute their content really well, meaning their thumbnail, their video, entertaining and valuable. Those are things that are really important to your YouTube journey. Starting your journey, you're going to throw spaghetti at the wall. Definitely study other people's YouTube channel, all that and more. Take specific things that you like editing style wise or whatever the case is. But at the end of the day, you need to find your own style. And the way to do that, go on Pinterest. Study what other people, like how they're making your thumbnails, and make it your own. Like if you're trying to be someone else other than yourself, people are going to see through that. And if you are being authentically yourself and you're struggling with growing your content, it's just because you are still trying, and that's fine. Pretty much make this your show, okay? I think one of the biggest things, instead of just watching YouTube creators and getting inspired by them, I would definitely recommend going back and watching like old TV shows that you really, really loved, like Zoe 101, Unfabulous, Victorious, things like that, and maybe taking aesthetics from those television shows instead of a person like a YouTuber that you're inspired by. Authenticity is coming from things that you love, not just YouTubers and people that you want to be like. Take aesthetics from things that you love. That's what's going to make you stand out. We are in a period right now where truly I do believe that people are sick and tired of seeing the same shit over and over. Vlog a day in my life. I'm not saying that don't do that, but don't fucking do that. Nobody's gonna watch your vlog in a day in life because nobody cares about you. That's the reality. You have to make people give a fuck about you. So instead of doing a day in a life, if you want to do anything like that, there needs to be a theme behind it if you want to do vlogs. For example, when I used to do my stripper vlogs, they were stripper vlogs. That's why they did so well. They had thousands of views because it was specific. So if you are a baker, do a specific theme of baking a birthday cake for my nephew that's like 12 inches big or something like that. You have to tell a story. There needs to be a theme if you plan on creating vlogs. I just want y'all to know, when it comes to content creation, I was sitting here talking to my camera and I wasn't recording. That will happen. With that being said, I wanted to show you guys this real quick when it comes to promoting your brand and all that and more. So I'm going to show you this video that I'm about to post on my Instagram. Here I'm using the app Edits. You can see how I do all these like pop-ups and things like that. I want to break this down real quick. All of these that you see here are things that I screenshot and put over, and the way that I did that is by using overlay. Right here, as you can see, this is the overlay button. That's how you put images over like a video. These are the overlay images. Another important thing I have learned through my journey of promoting my content, promoting my classes in the past, you are planning on starting a business or you have a business, use royalty-free music. I'm going to tell you that right now. I've noticed in the past when I've had videos that have gone viral, randomly they take off the audio. Why? I don't know. And I don't want you guys to deal with that. So if you are promoting something, use royalty-free music. And the great thing about Edits, they actually have a section when it comes to royalty-free music. So I'm about to show you. So right here, as you can see, this is audio. Up here, right in this corner, they have royalty-free music. Again, if you are going to be promoting your brand, putting a video out there in whatever, definitely use royalty-free music. I promise you, you're not gonna regret it. I've had, like I said, many videos in the past, randomly the sound audio disappears and it's really, really annoying, especially when it's been a video that has like 100K views or something like that. Learn from my mistakes. Also, if you are someone that's like, I wanna up my game when it comes to editing, I would suggest Pinterest. Pinterest has really cool videos on there with cool tips and tricks when it comes to editing. And also you can do searching on YouTube specifically. There's plenty of editing videos that you guys can go check out. I used to post 3 times a day, and that's really how I grew my Instagram way back in the day. I'm not gonna do that now because personally, I don't have the energy and I just honestly don't want to. So with that being said, when I make a video like this, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna post it and I'm done for the day. You are someone that wants to grow, you do have to consistently post. But again, if you are someone that has really, really good content and you know that it's good content, then you won't really have to do that. I'll give y'all a perfect example of a video I posted the other day. I hadn't posted in maybe a week or something like that. When I posted this video did so well. So this video right is a video that, one, these are all clips from like, I want to say like 2 years ago. When I posted this video, one, you can see it has like 300 likes. It has a lot of comments. A couple people reposted it as well as shared this video. I have a whole bunch of votes right here too. Old content that did really well a while ago, repost it, make a new video. That was one of the things that I don't know why I never thought about this, of repurposing content. That is honestly how you are going to, be able to post 3 times a day or whatever the case is, okay? Definitely repost videos, but edit it to something new and something different. And again, if these videos in your past did super, super well, they're going to do super, super well in the future as well. It took me literally 2 years to understand how important, how useful repurposing content. And also I want to sit here and say for like YouTube too, I remember there was a video that I posted probably last year at this point where I had in my hard drive, totally forgot about it. And I was like, you know what? I don't have any new content. I'm gonna use this video and just post it. Even though it's from months ago, doesn't fucking matter. And tell me why that video did really, really good on my YouTube channel. Things in your hard drive that you haven't used. We're now in an era when it comes to Instagram. There are new people that's always gonna see your content. It's not how Instagram was back in the day. So definitely repurpose your content and reuse your content. When I did my workshop specifically, I created a form for people to fill out. I personally feel like with asking these questions, one, I'm getting to know who the goddess is, and I'm able to connect with them a little bit more. Depending on how in depth they answered the question with their goals, I'm gonna respond to that in depth as well. I also created a waiting list. I think I said this already. There are a couple of people that did not finish the assessment. So I want to make this clear. If you do plan on signing up for my classes, you need to finish the assessment for any workshop in the future. Because if you don't finish the assessment, you are replaced by someone that is waiting online. It's probably gonna take some time because it's a lot of students. Also, I do want to sit here and say YouTube is also a business too. Yesterday, I got an email to collaborate with this brand that I have promoted on my YouTube channel real recently actually, and it's a brand that I love and I use. I actually take their gummies every day, and they have collagen that I use as well. This brand hit me up yesterday and they want to collaborate with me. And I want to sit here and give a little piece of advice. When I started doing research when it comes to, getting sponsorships and so on and so forth, where she was talking about when she travels specifically, when it comes to bookings, her hotel or cars or whatever, she has an assistant email where she will tell that person or that hotel, I'm going to CC my assistant in, they'll take care of the rest. And she was explaining how when she does that, when she gets to the place, they literally upgrade her stuff and just a whole bunch of other things, because it just makes it seem like this person is important. Took that piece of advice, and I think I had seen a YouTube video where the person was talking about making a management email. So when you get partnership, collaborations, or sponsorship, you can have that management, which could be you, but having that management email or agency, you CC them in, it will make it seem like you're more professional, or just overall you're signed to an agency or management and someone's it's a serious kind of thing. That's actually what I did in my email. So I'm gonna show y'all real quick. Right here, you can see I'm CCing my management in this email to assist rates and deliverables. I haven't gotten an email yet because it was yesterday when I sent it to them. So I'm just kind of waiting for a response. And I just want to sit here and say that it's always better to ask and get a no than not to ask at all. Now that I have shifted my mindset and I have decided, well, it's better to get a no than not try at all, that's gonna get you a yes eventually. And I'm gonna be really honest with y'all, I don't really share this often, but when I was in college, I applied for this job that was out of the country, which was in Canada, and I applied off of a whim. The job actually got back to me and they wanted to get on a Skype call, and I was like, oh, okay, still not thinking anything of it. had no expectations, whatever. And it's always good to not have any expectations. So I did the interview and I remember talking to someone either I was in class with, mind you, I hadn't even graduated yet. It was like a month. Like, yo, like you literally getting an interview, you're in. They don't do that for like anybody. You're in. I actually did get accepted to the job and I was gonna make 30K right out of college. Full-time job, post-production, doing visual effects, everything that I wanted to do. I declined it because I wanted to move to Los Angeles, and it was the best choice that I ever made for myself because again, it is your life. You don't know if you do not try, you don't know if you do not ask. One of my really good friends saying to me is like, closed mouths do not get fed. And that is the truth. I just want to end this with saying this. Being back into like business mode and like sending out emails, responding to emails. Also, I am doing it a lot different than how I ran my business in the past. And it's just because like I've done a lot of research and I've kind of learned like a better way that I want to go about, you know, connecting with my students and talking to them. But one of the things that I do want to sit here and share, I will say there is going to be like frustration. One of these situations where I sent out an email and the person couldn't find the email. The email went through. I don't know what happened on their end, but it is one of those things where you have to kind of like troubleshoot for other people. You know, I just told them like maybe check your spam. It might be in your spam, blah, blah, blah. Because I was really confused because usually the email didn't work. That means I would just get a bounce back, and I didn't get a bounce back. Anyways, it was just one of those things where I'm like, I guess they just didn't see the email and I just had to resend it. It's gonna be like small little things and of course bigger things, and as we go along on this journey. But 15 emails that I have to send out to people. But what I decided that I'm gonna do to not overwork myself and drain myself, just write 4 emails per day and then I can schedule them. With that being said, it's been a lot today. I like to yap. So yesterday I was in bed by like 7 p.m. like working. It's about 6 o'clock, almost 7 o'clock. I think I'm gonna do the same thing where I'm gonna start getting ready for bed around like 7 p.m. I'm not gonna go to bed. I'm just going to get in the shower and everything and just like be in my bed and like edit for a few hours, be like kind of like ready for bed, but not going to sleep until like 10 p.m. or whatever the case is. I'm gonna head in the house, we're gonna get in the shower, we're gonna start winding down, and I think I'm going to go ahead and just edit this video, and I will check y'all in the next video. Bye.